Watch me transition like a regular organ cartridge before your eyes. It's Danny Carroll, it's RT Radio at Electric Picnic, day one. There's the sound of an organ in the distance, and I am joined by a man who does love the sound of the organ, Joe Mount from Metronomy. How are you?
Zeri, that was professional. Yeah. I'm good, thank you. Very good, yeah.
You're playing here in the lush surrounds of County Laois today, then you're going to the rather boring Berlin, and then it's over. 18 months of touring. How do you feel?
Well, how do I feel? Very good.
I don't really mean that, like deep down inside.
I mean, I feel very excited because it means I'll be able to record another record. But I feel a bit like I'm ready for a nice rest, ready for a Christmas break. Feel tearful, all kinds of emotions.
Right. So you're going to watch a lot of bad films on TV and then get to work, is what you're saying?
Yeah, that's the plan.
Are there simple pleasures missed when you're on the road as long as you've been?
Well, I don't know, because I mean, we actually, I mean, over this summer, it's been like we've been doing gigs at the weekend and then just doing the home stuff in the week. But generally, you miss things like cooking and like bad television, which I've done enough of now to last me a while. So I'm all right.
Got to catch up on MasterChef and the likes.
Well, that's what. Yes, in fact, that's what the next big thing is, that the new kind of MasterChef series. There's a celebrity one now, I think, but that's not very good.
Oh, okay. They don't have the culinary prowess.
No, they don't. Sadly.
Well, let me ask you about the last song you wrote. Tell us the title, the working title, and what it involves.
The last song. It's weird. I've been kind of like, every time I've been traveling, I listen to what I've been doing and add a little bit here and there. But the most recent thing, there's one I've been working on called, the working title is Monstrous.
Monstrous. Is it quite a layered song then? Quite big, epic?
No, not at all. No, I don't know why that happened. It's funny, like when you're doing that, you like end up singing little refrains in your head, and one of them happened to be Monstrous, but actually it's a kind of harpsichord number.
Oh, wow.
So there you go.
Okay. A classical influence possibly creeping in.
Yeah. A ham-fisted one.
Well, the lyrics have evolved into quite an important part of the Metronomy sound. Do you write them separately, or do they just be dictated by the music?
I kind of do it a few different ways. Like I try to do stuff when I like sit down and like start writing with lyrics, but it feels a bit difficult in a way. And I'm much more, I don't know, I'm much more of a, what would you call it, like a kind of chaos theory style lyricist, like
free association.
In a way. And then often you find out that can be quite revealing anyway of itself. So I don't know, I'm trying to get a bit better at like planning lyrics.
Yeah. Well, the last two albums have had kind of a loose concept. When does that emerge? Is that established early on, or what?
Yeah, like I find it very. I mean, since I've started singing, I guess it really helps to have a feel or something that you're trying to get across. And certainly, like with Nights Out, it's like in a way, like the album title is the first thing that you kind of come up with in a way, and then yeah, like the same thing with the English Riviera. Like I knew what it was called way before I'd written anything, and then it just gets easier to kind of to start thinking, brainstorming, bubble charts, things like that.
Mind maps and such.
Yeah, exactly. It's like GCSE English.
She broke your heart again, so now you're gonna come and see me. We're back to the start again. When she gonna set me free? I've been there time and time again. The girl's no good for me and you. She hurts me too. broke your heart. Well, that girl's a heartbreaker. I heard she broke your heart again. I heard she broke your heart. Well, that girl's a heartbreaker. Well, now that girl may have friends in the business and great qualities that I have yet to see. But in my eyes, she's done us wrong enough times for you to side with me. I heard she broke your heart again. I heard she broke your heart. Well, that girl's a heartbreaker. I heard she broke your heart again. I heard she broke your heart. Well, that girl's a heartbreaker.
Let me ask you, with regards to songwriting, do you have any do's and don'ts? Because Metronomy seem like the kind of band that gets away with certain things
Don't
other
have many
bands
don'ts.
wouldn't.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like we said before, you get away with the slap bass, you get away with writing a song about Turkey that tries to make it sound like Saint-Tropez.
Yeah.
So, are there any rules you put upon yourself?
There are only, yeah. Like I suppose they change as you get a bit more confident, but I think really you just have to do what you like. Do what you want to do.
Trust your instincts.
Trust you. This is the thing. Everything, you'll get this impression of me that I'm very much like just like flailing around, and these songs come together. But definitely like just write about things that you're kind of have some knowledge of, or you know about, and do things with instruments that you kind of want to hear. I don't know, these are very vague do's and don'ts, but I think probably just don't be a prick. Don't stretch yourself, like, because you should, like, imagine you've got a career.
Yeah.
And you'll have a chance to get better at things.
Well, I mean, you say don't stretch yourself, but Metronomy's really evolved over the last few albums, it's fair to say.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose when I say, like, that sounds a bit like a kind of bad dad thing to say. Don't try too hard. But I suppose don't overstretch yourself. I think for me anyway, so much of what I do is kind of entangled in like me wanting to be a producer and me wanting to have a kind of a collection of records that I feel really proud of, and I think kind of for me anyway to do that I've got to try and challenge myself, and I guess like the problem is that when the records come out you end up with just these kind of bullet points of your career or your life, but for me there is the period in between which is which is where they join up, and I guess no one else really hears that. But so yeah, don't overstretch yourself.
Is there any genre that you have yet not to explore that you would like to go towards?
I don't really think in terms of genres, to be honest. I mean, like I guess I get the impression that maybe I'm a little bit naive with what my like own opinion of what I do and other people's opinion, because I've always thought of the music that I've done as quite like groovy kind of music, and I suppose there's like little elements of other genres, but there's certainly not like I don't have any interest in steel drums.
Sure.
Which some people have done recently. Afro beat, I'm not really
Dubstep over for you?
Dubstep, it hasn't started for me really. But I don't know, I quite like, it's funny because I've got friends who were making dubstep a while back, and I kind of did toy with the idea of trying to get them to do a single with me, but then you realise that's a terrible idea.
Well, your music is certainly groovy, as you said, but I don't think there's any escaping the fact that you are a man from Devon.
Yeah, but then I think that's kind of nice to come from somewhere where there isn't any, like, I don't know, there's no scenes there which would make you think you've got to start like a garage band, or I don't know, like it's only really something which people from England or the kind of surrounding area would really be aware of, that Devon's like this. I mean, and that was part of the idea of the last record. It's like all of our fans in Germany or Japan or America, they've got no idea. Like, for all they know, Devon could be like the funkiest place on earth.
And you duped them. You convinced them with the last record.
But then that's how, like, that's exactly how music scenes begin. It's all a lie. Like,
Well, in the last 18 months, have you heard any sound-alikes? Because Metronomy has really become quite a big band in Britain.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've never heard anything which I think is like a rip-off. But
not a rip-off.
There's certainly it's certainly nice to read like other bands who kind of mention it as being a good record, and hopefully it'll hopefully it'll convince some Devonshire people that they should do the same kind of thing.
Yeah. Create their own fantasy.
Well, yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And those endless beaches that go on and on. go, but I'd sooner get out. Remember where we went last year? You said everything about it moved on your career, and you said if you want to go, I'll take you back one day. 'Cause this isn't Paris, and this isn't London, and it's not Berlin, and it's not Hong Kong, not Tokyo. If you want to go, I'll take you back one day. It feels so
Well, you're playing one of your last shows of a long bout of touring tonight. At this stage, can you just switch off and just almost daydream on stage? We've been playing these songs so much.
You can. I was like, there was this one, this thing about Brian Eno, which I heard years ago, like about how when he was playing with Roxy Music, like he started to think about his laundry on stage, and that's when he realised he shouldn't be in the band anymore. And like, ever since I've read that, I've kind of, it's like, you find yourself thinking about your laundry just because it's like an idea that you've never had before, and it's like, why would you ever think about that? Yeah. But no, definitely by now it's like it's all in the fingers. But and in a way, it kind of makes you more aware of how much of a role the crowd play, because it's like we've done gigs recently where they haven't, like, the crowd hasn't been that crazy, and then you definitely feel like you're going through the motions a little bit. But hopefully here it'll, we don't come to Ireland enough, so hopefully they'll be bottling us, or I don't know, and it'll give us a bit of a kick up the arse.
I don't think you'll get that kind of aggression. There's a lot of love for Metronomy here.
Good.
And you aren't like, did you hear about Azealia Banks?
No.
Okay, well, she was meant to play here today. And she confirmed and then cancelled and then confirmed again and cancelled again.
No way.
So you weren't toying with our emotions. You will get to Ireland again soon, I hope.
Yeah, that girl's been, I don't know what happened at Leeds, like she was trying to pull out of Reading on the afternoon that she was playing. She's crazy. But she's not playing today then?
No.
Oh well.
So you'll have to fill the void.
Oh, pressure. I'll just have to be really rude. I can do that.
Yeah. Well, best of luck with that tonight, Joe. Thank you very much. You haven't been rude today.
No, thank you very much. Thank you.
Hello everybody, it's Wayne from the band The Flaming Lips.
Hi, I'm Bryce from The National.
Hi, I'm Dan Lassac.
And I'm Scroobius Pip.
What's up? I'm Derek.
I'm Alexis, and we're Sleigh Bells.
And we're Two Door Cinema Club.
Sitting here with the Danny Boy.
Hello, I'm John Cooper Clark.
I'm Bernard Sumner.
Hey, this is Tim.
And I'm Mark.
And we're from Ash.
And you're listening to Two States.
Two States.
Two States with Danny Carroll.
And as I say, I've got to say, it's the best radio show I've ever heard.